Hey guys, my name is Spencer Nielsen. I'm going to show a really quick video on how to use slicers for Excel on a Mac. So you may be familiar with the fact that Excel for Mac and Excel for PC is a little bit different. Whether it may be features or options or tools or even how to use those tools, usually going about it is a little bit different. So I want to help kind of clear up some of the misunderstandings that people might have about using Excel Mac. And so first off, in order to use a slicer for Excel, you have to actually go an extra step compared to the PC and actually put your data that you have into a pivot table. And so right here I already have my data selected as a table, and the way that I did that was I said insert and then table. But since it's already in table, we don't have to worry about that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take this table and we're going to put it into a pivot table format. So we're going to take table 5, put it on the new worksheet. And here we are with our new worksheet. I'm going to do a little bit of formatting by inserting another column, which should end up helping the view a little bit better. And so here we are. We have our pivot table builder. And so we're going to have our customer be our row selection. And then from there, we're going to put our years and the various values so that we can get some comparison from customer, their purchases from year to year. And there we are. Alright, and so now that we have our pivot table, we're pretty much ready to go to put it into a slicer. But one of the things that I like to do in addition to make sure that the table is complete and that it just works a little bit better off with a slicer is by getting rid of this grand total function. And that's the only reason for that is if you intend on using additional graphs or charts with the slicer. And so I'm going to hide this. And so now we're good to go. So to use the slicer, you're going to select the data in the pivot table that you want to use. Click on Pivot Table Analysis, and notice if the data isn't selected, that Pivot Table Analysis bar disappears. So you're going to want to select the data. And then from there, click on this tab called Insert Slicer. And then it's going to pop up a little window asking you, what do you want to use your slicer by? Or how do you want to filter, basically. And so I'm going to click it and on customer, and that's how the slicer is then going to filter the data, is based off of what customer I want. And so now I have my slicer with the table. And so if I just click on one customer, then it'll just bring up that one customer in the table. If I want to bring up multiple customers though, there's a few different options you can do. You can just have all the customers by either the initial view, or if you have one, then you can click on this top right and it'll bring back all the customers. Or let's say that you only wanted to compare the first 3 customers, you can press Shift and then click on a customer, and then it will select that customer and all the customers between that and the original. Or if you just want to go for a unique customer and compare it with another unique customer, you can press Command and then that other customer, and it'll only bring up those 2. So that's how you generally use a slicer. But one of the nicest features about this is not only does it manipulate the data in the table, but it also manipulates other data based off of that table. I'm going to display how that works. So we're going to select the data again, and we're going to put it into another format. We're going to use a line graph. So we have our graph over here. Oops, I selected the chart title and not the graph itself. There we go. And if the data is in a weird format, as you can see here, it's Series 1, Series 2, but we just want it to be based off the customer, then they have a little tab up here which is called Switch Row to Column. I'm going to select that, and now it's just going to show the amount, years, and then the customer. And so now we are good to go. And so we have our data table here, we have our chart, and we have the slicer. And let's see how the slicer ends up affecting this table. By clicking on just one customer, now it's going to pop up all the information on that customer on not only the table, but on the chart. If I want to select multiple customers, then I can compare it not only in the table, but in the chart as well. And that's just one of the nice features about slicers. But if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to comment below. If you have any comments on how I can improve the video, just let me know, and Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.